The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse is a 1921 American silent war film. It's based off of a Spanish novel with the same title. Now, the interesting thing about this film is, first, it inspired a tango craze. And there's really only one scene with the tango. There is a second scene where it talks about the tango, but there's one scene in particular that has tango in it. So people really haven't changed. Because you always have those movies where it has one scene or one something, and this just proves that people haven't changed. This also inspired a fashion fad for gaucho pants, and this film is what helped establish Rudolph Valentino's image as the Latin lover. I mean, he was in other films before this one, of course, but this is the one that established him. And we can thank June Mathis, who wrote the screenplay for this film. She was connected to another film. What was that one? I can't think of the title right now. But he was in that one, and she decided she wanted him in this film. That was it. She wanted him in this film. So, that's it, Now, this is regarded as the first anti-war film, and it is the top grossing film of 1921, which beat Charlie Chaplin's The Kid. Now, the story itself starts off with an Argentine landowner known as the Centaur. He's got two daughters. One is married to a German, another one is married to a Frenchman. And the German has 3 sons already. The Frenchman has a daughter, and they're waiting to find out the birth of this child. The child, of course, becomes the new grandson. You fast forward, Rudolph Valentino and is Julio. And Julio and his grandfather are hanging out at the Boca district of Buenos Aires. And that's where the tango scene happens. And and so you see that Julio and his grandfather have a special relationship. Well, the Centaur passes away, and that's when the German family decides to go back to Germany, and the French family decides to go to Paris. Now, Julio doesn't exactly discard his crazy life. He says that he's supposed to be an artist, but his studio is filled with young ladies. And it's driving his parents crazy. They don't like it. And at one point he comes to visit his parents and see one of the parents' friends and falls madly in love. Well, it turns out that this particular friend is married. And so, yeah, problem. Soon after that, war breaks out. So, and of course, you see the whole problems with the family and war and everything else and all of that. Who's going where and all of this and all of that. Now, I've watched a lot of war films. Like, I've always said that Steven Spielberg can put out a good war film. And this was very well done. I mean, it it showed how terrible war can be. And considering how soon after World War One this was put out, you know, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't. Because there was another one that I critiqued, and it was a Comradeship, the one with Lily Elsie in it. And they kind of dumbed it down, considering that it was released a year after. But this didn't hold back on just how terrible war can be. So, yeah. So I have to, because I was expecting it to pull back a little bit, and it didn't. It absolutely did not. And really the only critical reception that it got was the Germans didn't like how the Germans were portrayed in this film. Now there is a remake in 1962 with the setting changed to World War II. I'm curious how that would work, but you know, I just kind of feel like this film works better with the World War One, considering everything. But I don't know. Maybe it would have to take watching it to find out. But anyway, so this particular film helped establish Rudolph Valentino as the Latin lover, and also his popularity in Hollywood. And it also inspired a tango craze, as well as a fashion fad with gaucho pants. This is The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, a silent war film that was released in 1921.